Welcome back in Tech IVP channel. So Techies, today we are going to discuss about uh, TestNG interview questions, which is really important to crack the SDET tool interviews. But guys, going to before next step, please like, share and subscribe this channel to get more amazing stuff about SDET tool interview question. So guys, let's start. So the first question is, what is the importance of TestNG framework? So the importance is, let's see first what is the TestNG. TestNG means test next generation, is widely used testing framework for the Java that enhance Selenium automation, and its key benefit are annotations, parallel executions, grouping, data driven testing, and reporting and logging. TestNG have self reporting mechanism. Okay, TestNG have self reporting mechanism. The next question, why do we use TestNG in the framework? For the structured execution, flexible test configuration, parallel execution, retry mechanism, support assertion method. Okay. The next question is, what is the purpose of TestNG.xml? The purpose of TestNG.xml is run specific test case, execute test in parallel, group test case, pass parameters methods. Okay, so this one is, guys, example. Here you can also run multiple classes, class 1, class 2, class 3, whatever classes you have in the framework. At the same time you can run all the classes. Okay. The next question is, what is the purpose of listeners? Listeners, guys, really important role play in the automation framework. So listener in the TestNG to test execution event means listeners listen test execution events that helps in capturing screenshot once our test case goes to fail, logging test result to report, and generating custom test report. Okay, so guys, this one is an example. Okay, so this one is a class, custom listener R class, and here we have implemented this one we have implemented iTest listener. We have implemented iTest listener here. Okay, and on this one, in this one we have created two methods. One is on test pass, and second method is on test failure. Once test get passed, then this will be executed, and if our test case goes to fail, then this will be executed. Okay, and this one is our XML file. This listeners will be configured in XML file. So this one is a structure. Listeners, tag name is listeners, then class name, whatever class name. Okay, class name, or we have custom listener.custom listener means this one, and this one is our package. This one is package name, and this one is class name. This one is our class name, and here the test name and the class, what class we are going to execute, like login test or a sign up test or XYZ test. Okay, next question, how to run same method 100 times in TestNG? You want to be 100 times or 10 times, then we can use invocation count. Keep in mind, we can use invocation count equal to 100, and then this will be executed 100 times of your test case. Same test case will be executed 100 times. Okay, next question, reporting tool in the TestNG. TestNG, guys, we have discussed. TestNG have default reporting mechanism. TestNG have default reporting mechanism, and extend report for the detailed logging and screenshot and visual chart. Allow report for the interactive UI based reporting. But TestNG have, these are the third party. Okay, these both are third party, and this one is the example. This one is our example for the extend report. Okay, so in that case, guys, see here we have created a class. The class name is extend report example. Okay, and we have created two variables. Okay, extend report and extend test, this one, and we have called before class, and then on the execution of on test execution, after that it will be closed and tear down. Okay, and report is generated in HTML format. This one is a name, this one is spark.html. HTML is a format. Okay, the next question, TestNG annotations and their order. This is really one of the important question. Most of the time interview ask, can you describe about the annotations available in the TestNG and what exactly the order of annotations? So the order of annotations are this one: before shoot, test, before class, before method, test, after method, before method, test, after method, after class, after test, and after soup. Okay, but what is the purpose of these classes, these annotations? Before suit means before any test in the suit run. Once we have to be provide any annotation like before suit, so this will be executed every time before your suit. Once your suit goes to be run, that time it will be executed first. This one will trigger first. Before test, if you have any test, then this will be executed. Before class, before every class, this will be executed. And before method, this will before each test method. And actual test case, this one be. Okay, most of the time interviewer asks, if you have actual test case, what annotation will be executed? So that time this will be executed. And before method will be executed only once before the test method. Means this one is executed first and then this one. First one is this one, then this one. Then it's the closing order is after method, each test method, this will be executed. After class, this will be executed. After test, this will be executed. And after suit, this will be executed. Okay. So next question, what is DataProvider? So DataProvider, it is used for the data driven testing. Okay, it is a really helpful feature in the TestNG DataProvider annotation. So DataProvider, it provides multiple set of the data to test methods. Example, DataProvider, like in the DataProvider annotation we have provide name login data. Okay, declare data, provide that with the name login data. Okay, and here we have created a return type in the 2D array object. We have created an object with the 2D return type. What it will be written? It will be written username 1 and username 2. Okay, and then we have executed this one with the annotation at test. Okay, and in this one we have provided username or whatever username or a password. On that list you have to pass the password or whatever you want to be provided here. Okay, the next question is, what is difference between @factory and @DataProvider? Really, this one is a really important question. Okay, the purpose of factory, use creating multiple instances of the class. Guys, you know, in the last video we have already discussed about page factory. So please go through this video, then you will understand these all the things. Okay, so the purpose of @factory, used for creating multiple instances of the test class. And DataProvider, provide multiple data set to the single test. Okay, and the use case for the @factory method. Okay, creating different test objects, and for the DataProvider, different input data. As previously in the previous slide we have discussed about the DataProvider, how DataProvider will be part. Okay, the same time you can provide multiple set of data like username, password, multiple username, password you can provide in the 2D array, in the 3D array, 5D array, in whatever you want. Okay, how to run same test case 10 times? Already we have discussed about what we can use. We can use invocation count. Okay, sorry, this one is a wrongly I have typed. This one is a 10. This one is a 10. Okay, the next question is parallel execution in the TestNG. How do you perform parallel test execution? Really one of the important interview question. Most of the time interviewer asks this question, how do you perform parallel execution? What exactly your step to perform parallel test execution? So in the parallel test execution, what we can do, we can use parallel test suite. This one, we can use this attribute, parallel attribute. We can use parallel attribute, whatever name we have to provide, and set count 2. Okay, then we have provide listeners, and then here whatever classes we want to be execute. Okay, the next question, how to take screenshot of the failed test case? So in that case, what we have to do? So about the take screenshot, we have already discussed about take screenshot is the interface. In last video we have already discussed in the part 1, but there is a question how to take screenshot for the failed test case. So in that case, guys, what we have to do, where we have implemented our test listener, where we have created a custom listener class and implemented a test listener. In that case, what we have to do here, see here, example, on the success this will be executed, but if our test case goes to fail, then we have to use take screenshot interface. Okay, and whatever we have to provide and get screenshot method, and provide the output where we want to store the file and whatever name we want to provide, and in which format, like jpg, okay, or .bmp, in what format we have to provide, and this will be executed if our test case goes to be failed. In that case, we have to provide, we can take the screenshot of failed test case. Okay, the next question is type of listener in TestNG. So there are multiple listener we have, but generally we can use iTest listener, capture, test start, success, failure event. Okay, iSuit listener, execute before and after test suit, iReporter, generate custom report, and iAnnotation, transfer, modify test execution at the runtime. Okay, the first one is iTest listener, second one iSuit listener, then iReporter and iAnnotation, transfer. Okay, the next question is what is the difference between before suit and after suit? So the before suit means run once before all the test in the suit. This will be executed at the initial level, okay, at very first level, and this will be executed at last level, means before suit. Suppose you have a some data set in the Excel file. So in that case, you have to be execute Excel file before executing your test case. So in that case, you have to open your Excel file first. So in that case, you have to use before suit, and then at the last level to close browser. For example, to close browser. In that case, we have to use after suit. And okay, the next question is how many suits can be there in the TestNG, or how many can we run multiple test suit? Okay, so you can, this question is mostly asked, can we run multiple suits in a single XML file, through the single XML file? Yeah, definitely we can. Okay, in the TestNG we can have multiple test suit, okay, inside single XML file or the separate XML file. There is no hard limit on the number of suit. Okay, if you want to run all the suits, we can create master TestNG XML for this one, but we have to create a master TestNG XML file like this one, okay, and include all like this one. And here we can include all the, suppose this one is a suit 1, for example, okay, and after that what we have to do, and there is a similar like suit name equals to suit 2, okay, and test name equals to test 2, okay, and then classes, what are classes we have to cover here in this tag, okay, class ABC, class name equals to ABC, okay, and here one more class we have, class name equal to XYZ, and then close, okay, and then here we have to close our class, okay, and then suit, okay. So we have two suit, this one and this one. We can combine here both suit, okay, we can combine both suit. If you have multiple test suit, suppose you have 10 suit, then you can combine here all the suit 3, 4, 5 XYZ suit, okay. So I hope guys you understand the question. So serial number I have missed, in the last serial number is also 15. This one is a 16th question. This one is again repeating question. Can we run multiple set? This is by mistake I have pasted here, okay. So I hope guys you understand the concept of TestNG framework, and this one is really important to build the Selenium automation framework, and I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, share and subscribe this channel to get more amazing stuff about SDET role interview question. Okay guys, bye, have a nice day.